Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I'd like to give you a guide for level 30 Leviathan and Bahamut Escalation Challenge. Leviathan and Bahamut are a double boss, and while Bahamut has no elemental weakness, Leviathan is weak to physical lightning, and both bosses will keep attacking you only with magic attacks. So on level 30 they hit very hard and you absolutely need high MDF buff on your team, high magic attack debuff on the bosses, and very high HP with at the very least 300 magic defense. And also there will be sigil phases, so you need triangle sigil to start the boss, but now we have damage sigils and you really need to take advantage of that additional damage multiplier, as this is where you will do most DPS. So X sigil is needed to get that 100% extra multiplier per boss. But as usual, you can't defeat one of the bosses when the other is still left alive with a lot of HP, because they will enrage and will start charging a limit break that will instantly kill you. But also, after 3 sigil phases, Leviathan will start doing insanely powerful bellows, and just after this he will do a tidal wave, but beware because it will have insanely fast charge time and it will also instantly kill you. So when you start the bosses for the 3rd time, you need to have Leviathan at the very least barely alive to finish him off before he manages to cast it, but then you also have a short time to finish off Bahamut. First of all, I really hope that the Summon Trial EX2 won't be as hard as this level 30. I really do, because this battle has very high requirements and is also very long. And normally I never go above level 20 because that's where all the rewards end, but with this escalation being easier, I thought why not, I can try now and I'll never do it again. But yeah, above level 20 you really need high magic attack debuff, so I switched Barret for Naki very quickly. But the difference between level 25 and level 30 is big, so I spent a bit of time trying to min-max the stats and ensure that no one dies. But you need high HP, very high magic defense, and also high enough DPS. And if you have Aerith with Camera and her new banner weapon, you also get all the debuffs from her, and you could even have Cage Sith with his enfeeble weapon, but I'm just using what I have on my account. And I'm also using Cloud as usual, but if you have Zack with Exploit Weakness, I'm sure he will hit harder. Or if you have Naki's banner ultimate weapon that can apply Exploit Weakness twice in a battle, then even Cloud will have it much easier with that DPS boost. Matt has Dark Knight outfit with Vanquishing X, Guild weapon for max magic defense for allies buff, and also Okyo slot, dual players for heals and buffs, ultimate Lightning Breach to help Naki debuff lightning resistance right at the beginning of the battle, Triangle Sigil to help Cloud break it, and then in sub-equipment slots, Terra for HP, but you could also use Stalwart Integrity, Bahamut Gloves for HP and magic defense, and Centipede to boost heal. And Matt also has the lowest HP so that he gets targeted by Leviathan's bellows, because Matt also has Reprieve outfit, so him being targeted makes it much safer. Naki has Canyon outfit with Icy Judgment, Seaside Collar to debuff lightning resistance, John Collar to debuff magic attack, ultimate, X-Sigil in boost slots, Breach, and any Asuna. It's just in case if Matt would need extra tiny heal for his MDF buff to trigger, or a character might have a dangerously low HP, or you can just use any other stat stick. But Asuna also instead of Cura, because it only needs 3 AB, so it's just for those desperate situations while you're waiting for Matt's AB. But then sub-equipment slots 2 guild weapons with magic defense for allies and a weapon with physical attack for allies. Cloud has Thunder Arcanum outfit with Judgment Bolt, Murasame for DPS, Locke for lightning damage buffs, Buster, Triangle Sigil in boost slots, X Sigil and a stat stick with magic defense and physical attack, and then subequipment slots SSR with HP and lightning potency, Bahasword to boost physical attack, and Gargantuan Monolith for HP and magic defense. Alright, let's do this. So just keep targeting Leviathan for now and start debuffing his lightning resistance buff, just to nullify it but also buff your magic defense, and with Cloud just to look. And alright, it's nullified, so with Cloud wait for max stance and then just start doing DPS, but with Naki debuff Leviathan first and then Bahamut. So it's mainly so that M-Attack debuff doesn't expire too fast on Bahamut, because he will do another bonk after this. But also, to be honest, I really like this animation. But yeah, here just use Cura, and Cura it's only because it gives a bit bigger heals than the other players. Alright, lightning resistance is debuffed, so Cloud can't continue doing DPS, but here, if Matt is above 70% HP, you can just use Breach, but if not, you have to Asuna him, so you get that end of buff on everyone. And alright. But here now will be those bellows, and also that's why you want Matt to be targeted, because his MDF is the highest, so he doesn't really take too much damage from those, and it's very safe. But now I recommend try to activate Overspeed on Naki, mine is very low, it's level 1 or level 2, just the basic one, because I max OS'd Matt and Ares, so I don't have anything for Naki yet. But here, first you want to start breaking those exojos. It doesn't matter which boss goes first, you just want to get 100% multiplier from each boss here. And then you worry about triangle sojos, while you also start doing all those debuffs on them. Alright, that should be the last one. Perfect, and with Naki you have to debuff the bosses, so lightning resistance debuff, and then ideally also PDF debuff here. And then one more. Cloud already has Murasame and block buff, so just one attack, and you can time it, just quickly press Murasame and then switch to, as you're already breaking that last sigil, so it will hit already when the boss is staggered. For that extra damage. Because ideally you want to deplete this gauge during the stagger phase, because you do so much more damage and it's insane. So this is our main DPS phase here. But also, after you recover, you don't have to recover fully. Keep saving AB on Matt and Naki, because just after this sigil phase and stagger phase, Bahamut does Mega Flare, so you want to immediately start debuffing your debuffs and also that magic attack buff on a boss. So you have enough AB for the next phase. Because this countdown that we see on the top of the screen, it's actually not for Bahamut, it's for Leviathan. So you have to deplete that gauge in time, otherwise that tidal wave will hit much harder. It also depends when they do this attack, how fast you have broken the sigil phase. Alright, here just keep doing DPS on Leviathan, we'll worry about Bahamut after this. But alright. And actually, yeah, let's use Judgment Bolt so Cloud doesn't sit on it. It doesn't do much damage right now because it's outside of that stagger phase. But just make sure that you have mostly full HP here, because this time, well, it will hit very hard. Alright, one more Suna, actually Cura. And I recommend target Bahamut. You can target Leviathan and just ignore this gauge, but Leviathan will keep hurting you, those bellows and everything, and then you get Mega Flare bonk. So I recommend just try to break it in time. It's 2-3 hits, it's nothing really big, but at least you just speedrun through to the Sigil phase after this, because Gyrospium is nothing really big, but otherwise you would have to deal with Mega Flare and those bellows, and I think it's safer, because the first time I just ignored that gauge and I was targeting Leviathan and it was much harder to survive. Alright, same thing, this is the second Sigil phase. And Leviathan already starts hurting a little bit more, but also this Sigil phase is faster. So be careful of that, because you have to break all those sigils much faster. And here, of course, if you can, try switching to defense, but it's mainly... Alright, one here. Because that was already very close, so we don't really have all those amazing buffs and debuffs, so... Oh no. Okay. But yeah, the second Sigil phase is faster, but the third Sigil phase is slower again, so you have a lot more time to apply all those debuffs without worrying about being too late. And same thing, just a little bit more on Leviathan. But when he's already in red, switch to Bahamut. It won't be much because, well, we only did one hit, but this is really our main DPS phase. This is fine. And this will be the Mega Flare, because that was Bahamut's countdown, so the same thing. Just start nullifying all those buffs and debuffs. This will be the last one. And we'll be fine. Because at least with Mat I like to save that over speed to activate after Mega Flare to quickly, just very quickly recover with it. I was hoping that I would be fast enough here. But also I forgot, for Umbra Inferno always make sure that your magic defense is also debuffed. And Nagi's ultimate, it's just because we are getting another Sigil phase and Leviathan now hurts quite a lot, so it's just to survive easier. But you also have Mat's limit break to give you an extra heal if you need it. But the same thing, we want to get, always to get that 100% multiplier on each boss. I misclicked. That's annoying. here. Okay, there will be one more. But this is a long sigil phase, so you don't have to worry. Even if you make a small mistake, it doesn't matter. Actually, I'll heal here. One breach. And just all those dust buffs and debuffs. Right. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'll just apply it here. One more, and we can do the final bonk. Because this is the last sigil phase, so after this, Leviathan will try to kill us. And you have to defeat him absolutely before he does his tidal wave, because it will instantly kill you. It will do like 200,000 damage, so you really need to have him at very low HP. And ideally you want to target Bahamut, so you can get him down. Alright, I can't finish this off, so now just try to finish off Leviathan as quickly as possible. It won't be hard, it's just a tiny bit of HP left here. But now, oh sorry, Gyre Spume, this is fine. Actually, I switched to defense a little bit, to offense a little bit too fast, but Briny Bellows, be careful of that. But even if Matt gets targeted, he can take those 3 bellows without dying, because reprieve triggers and he gets that immunity, so don't worry about it. But you have to defeat him very fast, because after 3 bellows, he will very fast charge that tidal wave, and you will die from that. But now it's Mega Flare. It's just fine, just finish him off. But also that's why you can't really kill one of the boss when the other has too much HP left, because you will die. And it's annoying because this ending is very stressful. But yeah, that would be it. I am never doing it again. I don't even know why I did that, but it was just to get the titles to clear them so I don't have to scroll through them. But I'll never use it. It was just to see if it's possible, because this escalation is much easier. But yeah, you really need a very high power team. With Zac you can just use his Zenogre with exploit weakness, so you don't need lock. But Cloud's Murasame doesn't hit very hard, so you need all those buffs that you can get. But yeah, that would be all. So good luck on your own clear, and if you want to try it, because yes, level 30 is very high, but level 25 is very much more possible and accessible. It's not that much harder than level 20, but level 30, yes, it's a big jump. But yeah, that will be all then. I hope you found my guide helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.